So, Lou, do we got any predictions to do this week?
Nope, no predictions.
No predictions. Well, a lot happened this week in wrestling. I think we should do a segment about what's been going on.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I agree with that.
All right. Well, in that case, how about we bring back an old favorite of ours and do a segment of
Control C, Control V, News. Welcome to Tfspod, otherwise known as the Few Show Podcast. It's 24/7 Lou, and that's
Rick Hard saying we should never be a barbershop quartet.
and that's
the one-man band. Hey, it's not my fault that only one person here is musically inclined.
No!
Yes, folks, welcome to Tfspod, otherwise known as the Few Show Podcast. And from the highest mountain, I messed it up. Here we go. From the highest mountain to the lowest valley, and everywhere in between, we are the beasts of the East, the best in the West. This is Tfspod.
Woo!
Yeah, here we go. So in this episode, we will be, and we'll, like you said in the intro there, we'll not be doing predictions. We're not looking at any scoreboard. We will be talking about news.
Thank goodness for that, to be honest. But.
Yeah.
So we're not going into the future. We're talking about the present in this episode. So so let's kick off with one of the biggest news that happened this week. Rickard, let me let you give an intro to this one.
Breaking as it happened this past Monday. Scott Hall passed away after being taken off life support.
Yep.
It was in response to having multiple heart attacks, and he was actually kicking for a while, to be honest.
Yeah, man. They
took him off, and I think somebody wrote in social media that he was still going after 4 hours.
4 hours.
But eventually, yeah.
And he was having surgery, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was from hip surgery, yes.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty big devastating hit for wrestling in terms of big names.
One man band. Do you have a list of some of the things that he's done that he was very famous for doing and changing in the industry?
Yeah. I mean, but like I said, like I spoke to you guys in private before all this a few days ago. He holds a significant place in my life with wrestling. Portraying Razor Ramon, being a Cuban American, basically acting like he was a Cuban coming over here, and being Cuban American, and family being Cuban, like felt like he represented me, and it was cool, man. It was really, really cool. So like, he went out on the same day on a Monday, and he went out the same day. It was the same way my dad did. So 3 months apart on top of that. So it was like, it's kind of surreal, but yeah, he did have a lot of a lot of accolades that he did. I mean, for one, we could say that him and Shawn Michaels were the pioneers of the ladder match.
Yeah.
One, I mean, WrestleMania 10, that was, by all accounts, they claimed, that was the first ladder match that ever happened. So, or at least televised like that. So he has that distinction. I would arguably say that he is the greatest non-world champion that has ever graced wrestling, or if not, arguably maybe top 3.
Yeah. I was gonna, you could make some cases for Roddy Piper,
Mr. Perfect, Mr. Perfect. Yeah, that's for sure. That's why I backtracked on that, because he's up there. He's absolutely up there. I say he's top 3 for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, when you mentioned how he changed the concept of how wrestlers got paid in terms of their contracts, and I never realized that, actually. And naturally, Lou looked on the internet, his favorite source for predictions. and he was like, "Well, you know, I found a story that says
Hulk Hogan. Yeah, no,
Lou,
no.
let Lou speak about his stories before we bash him on it.
All right.
Lou, tell us the story.
No, I found something online that said that there was in an interview that he had that he discussed how he negotiated a contract with Vince McMahon for a guaranteed contract. That was what year was it?
Back in the 80s. Yeah, he said he did it 10 years before Hall did.
Yeah, it's not true.
And I was like, yeah, sure. Even I was like, come on. Hogan claims so many things these days.
Hold on.
Not only that.
Wait. Hold on. It's not true because you guys don't believe it?
What happened?
It's not true because you guys don't believe it, or do you have the facts?
Well, no.
Let me. Not confirmed.
Here's the thing. No. The thing is that in the 80s, they were big on their merchandise sales. So that's what leads me to believe that he didn't have a guaranteed contract, because if they would have had a guaranteed contract, I guarantee you he wouldn't have cared so much about his merch sales. You know, because let me tell you, in the 80s and even the early 90s, that's what moved him, you know, what tipped the scale. And also his pay-per-view payouts. Because, granted, his pay-per-view payouts were big because, of course, it was Hulk Hogan. But I guarantee you, if he would have had a guaranteed contract, he wouldn't have cared so much. So, like I said, this is the same guy that said that he auditioned for Metallica in 1985, I think it was, or rather 1983, when their original bassist left the band, or if I'm not mistaken, their other bassist that they had died in a bus accident in 1986. He apparently said he was going to leave wrestling so that he can audition for Metallica and be a bass player. You know, he does play bass, but come on, like he's not. He also claimed that he was in baseball, that he claimed that he was in the AAA system, like around the same time Randy Savage was. Now, Randy Savage was actually a baseball player. He got all the way up to like AA, and then never kept going after that. But there's just so many claims that he's done in his lifetime. You know, Hulk Hogan. You know, nothing against the guy. I mean, he's iconic, but he's kind of a compulsive liar. So, you know,
or in the best of cases, to exaggerate the truth.
Oh yeah, he stretches that shit hard.
Okay. I just saw something in an article an interview that he made. Now, yeah, he could have lied to the interviewer, and then they published it. Or he could have been telling the truth.
Control C, Control V news.
I know, but what I'm trying to say is you're making fun of it because you guys don't believe it. That's what I meant.
I don't because it's been documented so much about Scott Hall and Kevin Nash going to WCW. So here's the story. Scott Hall, when he left to go to WCW in 1996, the story is, it's actually on YouTube with Sean Oliver, that when he left in 1996, the very last house show that he did, Vince McMahon was actually in the curtain, and like at the very final show that like he did his obligation, and Vince McMahon was like, "Damn it, you still work for me. Like, how much did these sons of bitches offer you?" And he was like, "I'm kind of not, you know, I don't really want to talk about this, you know, because, you know, it's still, you know, I already said that I'm going over there tomorrow." And it was like, finally Vince prodded him enough to like, "How much did they offer you?" And he said, "Well, they offered me $750,000 guaranteed." And he was like, "Whoa, okay, yeah, business is good." He was like, "Well, you mean you asked?" So he went, and then he convinced Kevin Nash to go, and Kevin Nash was 6 days apart. So he told him, "Hey, I have this clause in my contract. I have guaranteed money, but I have this clause called the Favored Nations Clause. If you go in and you ask for more money and you get it, then I get bumped up to your pay. And since you were the world champ, you would get more money than me. I'm the IC guy. You're the world champ." So Kevin Nash went in, if I'm not mistaken, I think $900,000 a year. So he got bumped up So from 750,000 to 900,000. Wow. So they started out with $900,000 a year, and then I don't know if you guys know this story, but the fake Diesel and fake Razor Ramon storyline. Mm-hmm. The WCW thought
that they were going to actually jump back.
Yeah, so they thought they were legit. Yes, they offered them $500,000 more. They played the system. They played them, and they basically looked, because WCW was like, if you actually debuted on WWF and went back, we're gonna have a major problem. Like, they were getting ready to sue them.
Yeah.
And then when they saw that it was fake Diesel and fake Razor Ramon, they looked at them like, we told you. And so they basically gave them $500,000 each. Oof. You know, to like, hey, you're not going. So basically they went from $750,000 to $1.4 million a year.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a matter of like using leverage.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, was that house show also the one with the curtain call?
I think.
Oh yeah.
No. I don't think it was. Well, was it? It might have been. It might have been. It might have been.
In my head, I had the image of like they're all.
That would have been nuts. The whole time. Yeah. The whole time, Vince is furious, but then he's like, I don't even care what they pay you guys.
Yeah. He basically, without realizing it, changed the landscape of wrestling forever, because this is when, believe it or not, the very first person to ever get a guaranteed contract in the WWF is the last person you would think who would got it. You guys want to take a guess?
Hold on, I'm going to take a guess at this. Is it Jeff Jarrett?
No, you're close.
How am I close? Was it Deborah?
No, but you're poking in the right area.
Okay, mid-Carter that you wouldn't expect.
Yes.
Bart Gunn?
No. Think of somebody that was in WCW and made the jump to WWF around that time.
Oh man, Chris Jericho?
No, because remember, Chris Jericho made the jump in '99.
Okay, all
we're talking WCW to WWF. You'll know who he is. You know exactly who he is. Matter of fact, a current wrestler is pretty linked to him through someone else.
Goldust?
No.
I was about to say. I'm out of guesses. Lou, what do you got?
No, you told me, but I don't want to say it, so I remember the name, but I'm not going to say it.
Lou remembers.
Yeah,
Lou remembers, apparently.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh.
Okay, so for the audience and for Rickard,
yeah,
the person in question was Johnny B. Bad, who became Mark Merrow.
What?
Yes. Mark Merrow.
I get why you said close now. I get why you said close now. Yeah.
Wildman Mark Merrow was the first person in the WWF to ever get a guaranteed contract, and the reason was because Vince McMahon loved his Johnny B. Bad character so much that he said, I gotta have him over here in WWF. And he offered him a guaranteed contract. I don't remember how much the amount was, but it was guaranteed. I want to say it was $500,000. It might have been $500,000. But yeah, Wildman Mark Merrow, and he had a pretty decent run at the start. He won the IC title. He was doing pretty good until
his valet basically became more popular.
Basically, way more popular, and that was it. And he got buried.
Yeah. All right. Quick tangent, real quick. It's 1997. You have a chance to be the Deborah or Sable. Who do you pick?
Oh man, that's a tough one. That is a tough one.
That's a question. That's a question for the audience as well. Leave a comment.
Oh, below. I thought you wanted us to answer, because
you can answer it too. Oh,
I'll answer it. Believe it or not, I'd probably choose Deborah.
Oh!
I would choose Deborah.
All right. Lou?
I don't know, just something about her.
I'll go with Sable.
Yeah.
There we go. I was. It's a tough one for me too. Yeah, I'd say Sable too, to be honest.
Yeah, no.
Sorry. Apologies to Brock Lesnar, but yeah.
So yeah, we had that going on this week, and I was very sad. It was. I liked how.
Can I throw? Sorry, Lou. Can I throw one more fact that Sakahal did? So before we move on,
Sure.
He's responsible for the Sting gimmick for him going Crow. Yes.
How?
Yes. It's been documented.
I think I know what you're talking about. They kind of mentioned this.
Yeah.
Then he came up to him and he said, "Hey, don't you know, like, super nice guys aren't in it anymore.
Yeah.
They're like anti-heroes."
Yeah, it was something like
guys with an edge.
Well, basically, he told them, "Have you ever seen the movie The Crow?" And Sting was like, "No, I haven't." He's like, "Hey, look, it's basically this guy that he comes back from the dead. He avenges this and this and that, and he goes, I'm not telling you what to do, but I think this would really catapult you into the stratosphere."
And my theory is, Sting replied, "Do you really think that it will work out if I base off my character off a character in a movie?" And he was like, "I mean, have you seen Scarface?"
Yeah.
Scott replied.
Well, I mean, hey, he basically was like, when he pitched the Scarface idea to Vince McMahon, he was like, "Well, I haven't seen the movie," and yeah, and it was.
Why does that not surprise me? Why does that not? Sometimes, and this is one of those crazy things. I'm like, man, I feel like Vince just runs into classic movies, like many years afterwards, and he's like, "Oh, this would be great for a character," and people and like his staff are like, "What? Like Vince? Like this was popular like 40 years ago." Like I for some reason I was thinking today, I was like, man, Deuce and Domino was such a weird gimmick and a tag team for the time, like 2006, and they have a greaser gimmick from the 50s. I don't know myself, did Vince like one day just in 2006 find the movie Grease and go, "Man, this would be a great gimmick"? I don't know. It's just weird things that I think about sometimes. I'm like, that's odd. But I did not know. I did not know that Hall was responsible for pitching that to Sting. Very much a major deal, considering it's still a gimmick Sting uses now.
Very.
No one remembers Surfing Steve. I do, though.
So, yes, that is what we had going on this week. And also, too, on Monday, I was going crazy in our private chat there about thinking, following the damn rumors, that Cody would show up on Raw
and say it, Lou, you were wrong.
Because I was following stuff on internet, and that's what came up. And I'm like, yes, he's going to come up. And there was a whole big tease and so many different things. It's going to be a nightmare for Seth Rollins. Dashing his nightmare or something like that. Some words that were used.
Dashing his dreams.
Dashing his dreams. And all this other stuff. And no Cody Rhodes. I saw signs in the crowd. Send Cody. I watched the whole 3 hours of Raw. God, I'll never get that time back. And he did not come out. But I do have to say, it's a pretty decent show on Raw. Even though it's still not the best show.
Oh.
We all know
Still a
SmackDown's the
decent
best
show on Raw. At least you're warming up to it.
So now they can add one more viewer for that day, for that Monday night. So yeah, still no Cody Rhodes. And what is it? What is it we've heard lately about Cody Rhodes signing one man band that you found somewhere? But he signed how long ago?
Apparently, it was 10 to 14 days ago.
10 to 14 days ago. Now,
and we all have conflicting theories.
Yes,
Lou has his theory. I have my theory.
Let's go with one man band. What's your theory on this Cody Rhodes?
Yeah, because I think he has the craziest one, but I think it's worth hearing out.
Yeah, look, my thing is, I think it's a total work. Because it doesn't make sense to me that they're saying, oh yeah, hey, Cody Rhodes is signed. Oh, he signed 10 to 14 days ago, apparently. Like, it's such a vague description. And then on top of that, it's like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me that you're gonna give up your executive vice president position in AEW, and on top of that, you're gonna give up 2 sitcoms to jump over? Like, you're gonna lose all of that creative power to jump over to a place that treated you like absolute crap until 2016, when you finally said, "I'm out of here, I'm leaving." And
he was mocking too, with the chair, with the Triple H.
when it first episode of AEW, smashing the chair with the sledgehammer. Throughout his career from 2016 to 2019, he was an indie king. He signed the most lucrative deal of ROH history at the time. He was showing up on Impact. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. What I think.
Oh, wait, and don't forget to add in there. We had recently AEW purchasing Ring of Honor.
Right. So that's where I'm getting at. Thank you. What I think is going to happen is, with, like you said, with Tony Khan buying Ring of Honor, something tells me that Cody is going to have something to do with Ring of Honor. That he's going to be probably the head of Ring of Honor. And maybe some sort of invasion angle occurs. Maybe he does something to, like, this is his way of repaying ROH. Like, hey, you guys believed in me from the start when I left WWE, so let me repay this. Let me repay you back. And I don't know. Maybe, I'm not saying to bring it back from the dead, because it's probably not. But hey, at least live through the name of ROH, and he be the head honcho. And kind of throw an invasion angle. Maybe get some of the people from Ring of Honor and kind of just start doing their whole thing. Maybe start bringing people. Since Ring of Honor had such a good relationship with New Japan, maybe open a forbidden door and have some people from New Japan Pro Wrestling try to run amok in AEW.
Okay.
Who knows? Who knows? Right. I just think it's a work. I think it's a work.
All right, that's your take. Now, Rickard, what's your take on Cody and WWE or anywhere else?
All right. So, it's tempting. It's tempting to go with one man band's theory, because WWE has done this before. Because if we all remember 2011, they were doing those vignettes with the cabin in the rain, and then someone would come out of the door with a trench coat, a black trench coat.
Yeah.
And we were all like, "Oh my gosh, is it Sting? Is it Sting?"
Yes.
And then they were in talks with Sting. There was confirmed.
I remember that.
Things, and then they ended up having to overtly make it that it's the Undertaker instead. And I was like, what? Well, okay, cool, but I think WWE would be smart enough not to do that mistake a whole 11 years later. I would hope, but they've made the same mistakes a lot of times, so we don't know. But I still stick with my theory, which is that Cody Rhodes, from my understanding, he was not going to be re-given a position with creative control by Tony Khan before. Maybe Tony Khan was re-examining what he was paying everybody. It costs money to buy companies, guys. I don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
The budgets have to come from somewhere. He doesn't have infinity money. Maybe he offered Cody a lower deal, and Cody said, "No thanks." And he wanted to test the waters and prove that I can go back and still be a big star, or take advantage of what was essentially a barren wasteland in WWE with very, very many spots open for him. Who knows? Either way, I stand with my theory, which is Cody Rhodes will not be at WrestleMania. He's not going to debut anytime before.
Oh, God.
He is being saved for the Raw after Mania, because do you really want Cody Rhodes' match to be... He comes back, has a quick, less than a minute match with Seth Rollins or whatever. No, you have him come back. He starts a proper feud with someone on his return the night after Mania. And what's his first WrestleMania match after a year of being in the company? I would say have his final match, have his match at WrestleMania be, not his final match, someone else's final match. Have his match at WrestleMania next year be against Triple H. And it just fits perfectly. Granted,
Triple H.
Let's try to make it. Yeah, Triple H. Bring back Triple H for an official retirement match, and have
so that Triple H can beat him. Okay, gotcha.
Oh my god!
All right. If Triple H beats them, then obviously we're taking the wrong lessons here. But that would be what I would think.
Oh, okay.
Build towards the WrestleMania.
So no appearance on WrestleMania.
No appearance at WrestleMania. And if you're wondering, if viewers are wondering, what does that leave Seth Rollins? Seth Rollins being left out.
Oh, this part, yes.
Being left out in the dust for WrestleMania seems strange, but if you look back at who Seth Rollins has fought at WrestleMania the last 2 years compared to the rest of his record, which has always had an amazing moment tied to it somewhere. He put over Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 2020. I don't remember the one. I think it's 36. Yeah, 36. WrestleMania 36. It gets hard to remember the numbers when they don't. They doesn't name them with numbers anymore. But WrestleMania 36, Seth Rollins put over Owens, and it was a start-stop push for Owens. Seth Rollins put over Cesaro at WrestleMania 37, and we all know how that worked out, even though it was such a great moment. I think they've realized, Seth's a good guy. It's great that we put people over using him, but maybe we should rework on building up his star again. And his position in relation to the main event of WrestleMania 38 this year is interesting because 7 years ago, we saw the heist of the century. So why not do a nice little nod back to their first, Reigns and Lesnar's first WrestleMania encounter, and have Rollins come out maybe before the match, maybe middle of the match, maybe, near the end of the match, who knows. He comes out to try and make a moment, tries to relive his old glory, and then he gets maybe a Superman punch and an F5, and Roman Reigns says something along the lines of, "It ain't 2015 anymore, son." And then the match continues. I don't know, something fun.
All right.
I don't know. I just don't think, and I don't think it should be one of those, everyone's afraid to fight me. We already have that storyline with Edge and AJ Styles.
All right, so there we are.
No more open invitations.
We have two different perspectives on this. And now, folks listening, let me give you the truth. But before, but you know what? Before I say that, hold on. Hey guys, I think you have somebody at your door. You guys gotta check your door at your houses. It's the Amazon guy dropping off extra paint, extra ink for all the stuff you guys are saying. None of that stuff's gonna happen. I sent extra ink, extra paint for you guys because none of that stuff's gonna happen with those bold predictions. And what's really gonna happen?
That was good.
It's going to be Seth Rollins coming into WrestleMania saying, "I have no opponent, nobody to face. I can beat anyone, and no one wants to face me." And then Cody Rhodes is going to hit, and he's going to come out and face Seth Rollins. Maybe for 4 minutes. I'm not going to go for 2. I'm going to give him 4 minutes. But that's a little bit long, because that's like 3 minutes of the intro. So, that's going to happen. He's going to beat him. And then we have something starting on Raw. And then we see Cody again on Raw. That's my take of what we're going to see of Cody Rhodes now. That's my take that's going to happen. So, everyone listening, you have 3 different perspectives of what's going to happen with Cody Rhodes. Let's see what happens. And yeah, enjoy that ink you guys will be swimming in.
Lou, I'm surprised you didn't buy a package for yourself, extra large.
Negative.
That's got to be the boldest one I've heard yet.
It's gonna be the one that's gonna happen. But okay, it's okay. All right, and then we have other things we want to talk about, which was the other topic was what are they doing with this unification and WWE with the unification of championships.
Yeah, all right.
What's going to happen with this? Where is this going? Where is this leading to? That's my question. Rickard, what do you have on that? Or one-man band. I'm sorry about one-man band. One-man band, what do you have on that?
The only thing, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I haven't really been following this much, but what I have seen a mock-up of the belt.
Oh, there is.
And it's supposed to say World Heavyweight Champion. So Universal Champion is supposed to be erased. And obviously, we're seeing champion versus champion. We're seeing Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. I'm hearing that there's a possibility that Paul Heyman might turn on Roman Reigns and basically align with Brock, and Brock go over. And I mean, listen,
wow, yeah, we really are sticking with the night 2 is gonna suck.
Yeah.
Wait.
I'll be honest.
When is that match going to be? Do you know?
I would. Wow.
When is that match going to be? Night 1 or night 2?
Dude, are you kidding me? Night 2 for sure. The main event for night 1 is going to be Rousey versus Charlotte.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Without a doubt, I can already see it. There's no way Reigns versus Lesnar doesn't go night 2.
True.
The main event.
Yeah, because Saturday's going to be a long night for them. They have Stand and Deliver, which is going to be busy for us too in our predictions battle.
Yeah, that's right. 3 points up for grabs at WrestleMania weekend.
All right, so so back to the question. Now, Rickard, what is your take on this? What's going to happen with unification? What do you see that they're doing here?
So my main gripe was, and I'm glad OMB gave us some insight to the word going around. I've got mixed feelings on getting rid of the Universal title when you have 2 shows that are supposed to be split from each other.
Yeah.
But my main concern was, and I make jokes about it with regards to the Cody stuff too, but I could rehash it later if you want. But I was like, all right, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna do the whole where it's Jericho and he's got 2 championships, but with Reigns now? Because I honestly thought the plan was, Reigns and Reigns goes over and he has the 2 titles now. But if the rumor going around is, the person's going to be called WWE World Heavyweight Champion again, then they're basically getting rid of the Universal title moniker.
Yeah.
Which the experiment lasted 6 years?
Yeah, give or take.
5.5?
5.5, because Finn Balor was the first one, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
Finn Balor was the first Universal Champion at SummerSlam of 2016.
2016. So, yes, right about 6 years.
6 years, closer to 5.5, but we'll go 6 years.
Yeah.
The experiment would have failed. To be fair, I guess it makes sense considering the title name isn't that great. I hope the belt design is significantly bigger. One thing I will credit AEW with is their World Championship is massive.
Yes.
Massive, and it looks like it's supposed to be a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of looks cartoonish at times, but depending on who has it. But it definitely has a good looking, over exaggerated look to it.
Yeah, it's a classy but modern look.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll give credit where it's due there. In terms of if they did a 2 title thing where he holds the championship twice, I was thinking to myself, oh, well, Reigns, that's perfect. You would have Cody Rhodes come back to challenge Reigns for both titles on the same night on Raw after Mania. And he gets close, but he loses. And then he gets beaten up. Vince is telling him this. He's like, the Usos are going to beat you up afterwards and disfigure you. Disfigure your face. And Cody's like, he gets all excited. Am I going to be undashing Cody Rhodes? That was some of my best work. And Vince is like, oh yeah, we're going to give you a new mask. You make it look Phantom of the Opera-esque, all that stuff. And Rhodes is getting all excited. Oh, then what next? And he says, so you're going to have is a no DQ match against Reigns for the title at the May pay-per-view. And you're going to lose. And Rhodes is going to look super mad. And he's going to be like, but you're going to lose because of the Usos, so you're going to be protected in the loss. And Rhodes is like, then what happens? He's like, so you're gonna get saved by your old tag partner Drew McIntyre, and Drew's gonna challenge Reigns for the WWE Championship, and you're gonna challenge him for the Universal Championship. And Rose is gonna be like, okay. And Vince is gonna, as you know, whenever a champion defends both titles on the same night, they don't retain both. And Cody Rhodes is like, oh, I like where this is going. And then Vince is gonna say, so Drew's gonna beat Reigns for the title. And then Cody's gonna say, what about me? And Vince is gonna say, yeah, you're gonna lose. Oh. That's the plan.
I don't know. I know you guys are history buffs with certain matches and stuff. Does Cody have like a clause to face a champion somewhere along the line that he never reclaimed, like unclaimed baggage?
He has never been a world champion in WWE. So
wait, what am I talking about? Anybody can jump in and say I'm number one contender. Forget that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, Goldberg could come in and say, you're next to Reigns, and all of a sudden, yep, that's your Universal title match for WrestleMania 36.
Yep.
And then, no, it's not.
What am I talking about?
By the way, I heard somewhere that Goldberg versus Seth was floated around, in which case I was like, well, if that's the match, Seth better win.
Oh, no. Please.
I would be okay with it just because I've seen Seth have good short matches with powerhouses before. Look at his Lesnar versus Rollins match from 2019. That was an okay match.
Okay.
Solid opener. Solid opener. I'd be okay with that if he won. If he loses to Goldberg, I'd be like, no.
Yeah, there's no way.
All right. So I'm still confused what they're going to do with the unification title.
I'm just curious what they're going to do with the naming. What brand is it going to be on? Is it going to be one of those things?
He's going to appear on both shows.
The champion appears on both shows.
All right. Oh, and one last topic I do want to put in there. Charmel.
Oh, Queen Charmel.
Oh, Lord.
Hall of Fame. Oh, yeah.
What's our take on that?
So I had my theory on who would be the female inductee in the Hall of Fame, to be honest. And it was based on the fact that Stacy Keibler is the DLC female wrestler for WWE 2K22. And I was like, oh, they did that for Tori Wilson when she was inducted in the Hall of Fame. They put her in one of the video games. I think it was 2K20. It was either 2K20 or 2K19. Either way. I was like, oh, that's cool. They're going to get, maybe Stacy Keibler's going to get inducted. Nope. They gave it to someone without any match history. And to be fair, Miss Elizabeth was inducted at one point. So it's clearly not just about, being a good female wrestler. It's also, it can also be about what you did for the industry too. But what, I thought to myself, what, did Booker T say, hey, Vince, can I get a favor for you calling me the N-word at Survivor Series 2005 in? Or did he go to Triple H and say, hey, you have enough pull. How about you do me a solid for 2003?
Yeah. Like, all day she keeps complaining about not being in the Hall of Fame. Just put her in the Hall of Fame, please. Every day I gotta have to hear that stuff.
Booker T did it because his wife complained that she's not in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And he is. Yes. They keep getting into arguments, and he's like, who wears the ring, baby? Who wears the ring? That's right, Shucky Ducky, quack quack.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
That's gotta be the worst Booker T impression, but I gave him my best shot.
He's gonna be like WWE, we're coming for you, and then the N-word. I don't know if you remember. The botch.
I remember the promo.
Yeah. Hall of Fame, we coming for you. I don't want to. I don't even want to say it. I don't want to even say it like not like that. Like they're trying to say it with the K instead of the G. But whatever. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, it doesn't make any sense to me. She wasn't even. I hate to say this. I mean, I have nothing against her, but as far as like body of work and just overall like managerial status, she didn't really do anything. I mean, she wasn't she wasn't like, let's say, like Sunny, Sherry Martel, people like, Stacy Keibler, Tori Wilson. I mean, there's a handful of people that we can throw out there, male and female, that we can say like, oh, okay, yeah, I can understand. Luna Vachon. Let's see, like we're going by managers alone, male and female. Bobby the Brain Heenan, Jimmy Hart, Slick. Let's see. Like we just said, Sonny.
Mr. Fuji.
Mr. Fuji, thank you. Classy Freddie Blassie. Freaking.
This guy that has that angry YouTube show now. Who always talks about Smoky Mountain. Cornette, there you go. Jim Cornette. Oh.
Even someone who's not in the Hall of Fame, who I feel probably should be in the Hall of Fame, probably sometime in like Sonny Ono. You guys remember him? I assume.
I do.
I don't.
You don't? Sonny Ono used to come out with the Ultimo Dragon.
Hey, all right.
He's technically the inventor of the selfie. Technically,
Wow.
He used to take a camera and take photos of himself in the 90s, man. Look it up when you get a chance on WCW. Like look up entrances with him and Ultimo Dragon. He used to do that back in like 96, 97, so it was pretty innovative.
Eat your heart out, Austin Theory, also known as
exactly. Yeah, Sonny Ono, just like I said, just so many people, and that's just on the WWE side, except for Sonny Ono being WCW.
Yeah,
But-
I think she's the female. I think they always try to have like a tag team. The person who heads the class, which in this year. Really, when I look at it, I go, oh, this is because you have a really, really, really major inductee. So the rest of the class could be, yeah, all right, we let's throw darts at a board. At a board here. For
But my goodness, man, like there's gotta be other women that they could have thrown out there.
Oh, easily Stacy Keibler comes to mind. A lot of the ones that we would think of already have been inducted. Beth Phoenix has been inducted. Natalia's still an active ring competitor. She's not going to get inducted yet. Chyna's been inducted. Tori Wilson's been inducted. Stacy Keibler's the only one that really stuck to me. Like, yeah, that's kind of if you inducted Tori Wilson, Stacy Keibler side by side right there. They kind of debuted almost around the same time, and they have the history with WCW prior. Kelly comes to mind. I would have given Kelly the chance.
I would have too. She's been a Divas champion. I mean, come on. It didn't make sense, man. I don't know. I don't like it. Nothing against her as a person.
Is it Michelle McCool in there?
You know what? She's not.
No. See, right there, perfect time.
No,
that would have been great.
I don't know about
it. Would have been perfect timing
because they're husband and wife.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think part of it is that there's still a possibility, and she said so as much herself. There's still a possibility she'll return to the ring. She's even said it. She's been like, yeah, he's been having his fun for a lot of years now. Now that he's finally retired, there's a chance for me to return to the ring.
Does it matter if they come back to the ring? The Hall of Famers? Hall of Famers have come back on their wrestling.
Not necessarily, but I think she might return actively.
It's not like the other sports. Oh, you have to retire 5 years from the NFL or whatever. It's not like that.
Yeah. That's why Tom Brady came back. He pulled up. This is such a swerve. I want to point this out. When Tom Brady announced he was coming back for a 23rd season, I started to everybody that's ever because I have a bunch of people that were like they were like so happy when he retired. I sent them a clip of the Ric Flair promo right before he got that clause where the next match he loses, he has to retire. It's just a promo where Flair goes, I have to announce tonight that I will never retire. I just said that to everybody that hated Tom Brady.
I love it.
Laughed. He's like, I will only retire when I'm dead in this ring. I love this business.
Let me say something.
Much juice left, and I'm just like, Tom Brady totally did that.
Listen. When Tom Brady announced his retirement, I said, no, it ain't gonna happen. I can already tell you, he's gonna come back. I honestly thought he was gonna go back. I thought he was gonna go to the San Francisco 49ers because that's where he's from. He's from the Bay Area. So I honestly thought that San Francisco was gonna swing a deal to get him. And I said, oh yeah, he's gonna come back and go to San Francisco. But then they said, no, he's coming back to Tampa Bay. So I was like, oh, well, I knew he was coming back. I knew it. He's still. I mean, listen, I hate to say this. I'm not to say that I'm a Tom Brady hater. I'm not, but he terrorized the Dolphins for ages, and that's what pissed me off about it. But he still plays at an elite level. I mean, 23 seasons, or was it season 23, and he's still freaking elite.
Yeah.
So it's like, come on, man, you're 40.
I'm still holding out hope that someday Tom Brady makes an appearance in the WWE ring. just like Pat McAfee. Come on, Pat McAfee did some good ring work.
Now hold on, I want to go back to this Hall of Fame thing. I'll tell everyone who's worried about Charmel getting into Hall of Fame, don't worry about it.
Here we go.
It's
going to say an age-old line.
It's just a glorified file cabinet. There is no Hall of Fame. You can't visit any Hall of Fame. You can't look at any statues in a Hall of Fame. It's just a glorified file cabinet in Stamford, Connecticut.
For the record, Lou, for a glorified file cabinet, WWE takes it very seriously when you sell off your Hall of Fame ring, by the way. They buy it back.
Where's the building?
I know because I believe I know.
Where is the building where I can see all the rings? Where are the statues? Where is all? Doesn't exist. There is no Hall of Fame. It's just a file cabinet they have over there, and it's probably in like someone's office. Here, you put that in there. We got another one.